people to join us, or we can start?
We can start, ma'am.
Good evening, all. Uh, Today, I'm just going to give you some of my experience and few tips for your successful career. And congratulations, all! You have completed your BNYS and you are stepping into your career. And I wish you all very good luck. And so this is my presentation here. Next slide. So I'm Dr. Saranya. Today's presentation is on how to become a successful clinician after BNYS. I'm not going to speak much different from others what they have spoken, but I may add few more points out of my experience. So hopefully this is going to be beneficial for you. Let's see the next slide. Next slide. Today we are going to see just a few contents which comprises of clinic prospects and how to set up your OPD. Then it's lessons from my mistakes, what I can deliver, like what mistakes I have done, and I don't want you guys to do the similar mistake. So I have just given a few things on that, and then a few tips for successful career. So when we come to clinical prospects, after finishing off with BNYS, hopefully everybody entered this life of BNYS with a lot of passion and eagerness to know more. But while you're about to finish, you will be having some doubts. Some will be having, what am I going to do after doing BNYS? So there are a few options here. Like we have a broad spectrum actually. When you enter the whole naturopathy, they will say this is a holistic system of medicine. Similarly, we have a holistic approach even when we come into our career. So we have options to be a lecturer in different colleges. There are a lot of colleges nowadays coming up. So we have an option there, and becoming a lecturer, researcher. I have just put our research people here as researcher, and you can go as a consultant when it's just a small term consultant. When you see what consultant you can become as, there are a wide range of spectrum again. You can become a wellness consultant, you can become a acupuncturist, you can become a fitness consultant, yoga and fitness consultant, you can become a nutritionist, you can become a well health consultant. Like when I started, I started with women's health, fertility. I was just a consultant in a research center where they do IVF. It was a 100-bedded hospital. So I developed a new sector for naturopathy, and I was a consultant there. And when you come to clinical setup, again clinical, you when you set up a clinic, you are an entrepreneur, and you can do a lot more things being in a clinic, seeing a lot of patients, and we need not only stick to seeing the patients. We can even have wide range of options as well. Let's see as we move on to the presentation. Next slide. Let's see how to set up a OP. It's a similar thing like when you sow a seed, as it grows, it's a process as well. So most of us will be having a dream of having our own clinic. Uh, like when you are setting up your own clinic, you have to do a lot of groundwork to know what you are going to do actually. You have to research the market. Researching the market is just nothing like what is the market about naturopathy or not like that. You have to know whom you are targeting, who are your patients, and what kind of therapy you are going to do, and why they are. You have to even know why. Now, if you are sick, why will you go to the clinic or the hospital which you opt to go? What is the reason behind it? You have to sit down and you have to write down whatever thing you have to do research on the market. And researching the market doesn't only mean this. You have to check who are all your competitors around you and how big are they practicing, what are their strategies, what uh, they they implement for their business. You have to know all those, and we have to even do research in what better way we can come up uh, in a better way than our competitors, or how to get the market uh, bigger than the competitors. And you have to even see how long the competition has been existed, because when you are starting up a new clinic, there will be another doctor or somebody who was practicing a similar kind of thing near to you, and he will be having a wide range of client base. So when you set up yours, so how are you going to attract more people? You have to do a lot of research on that, and then you have to start. The second step towards it is develop a business plan. So starting up a OPD is not, you can't do it just like that. You have to sit down, you have to work on what kind of business plan you are going to structure. Like, you have to source for the fund, be clear with your vision and mission, write up a business plan. There are a lot of sites where you can find how to write a business plan. You have to sit down and write down your business plan. What is your plan to develop your business? How are you going to source your funding and everything? The third step is secure financing. Uh, it's starting an OP it seems to be very simple, but the running, when you have jumped into it, you will know the difficulties. How you find it difficult, or uh, how how tough the situation is. Like, you have to be ready with the finances for next 3 to 6 months, so that even if your business is very low, you have to manage the OPD. So you have to source the fund, be clear with your mission and vision. Sorry, you have to have secure financing for that. You have to have secure financing for your business.
Please wait, everyone. Maybe some network disturbances with the mail. She will reconnect in 1 or 2 minutes.
Hello, Bhavit.
Yes, ma'am. It's clear, ma'am.
Yeah, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, let me get my presentation. I
I'll
think laptop
I'll
has got
I'll
some
present.
problem, so I have connected with the phone. Am I clear?
It's much clear, ma'am. I'll connect it the screen sharing.
Okay.
Is it visible? Is it visible to all?
So, am I too fast, or you want me to go slow, or?
No, ma'am. It's good, ma'am. You can start, ma'am. It's visible to everyone.
Okay, that's good. Um, so, it's like we are there in secure financing. So, we have to know what is the kind of finances we are going to, which is going to help us. Either we are going to get a loan from the bank, or we are going to have an investor who is going to help us out, and we will be a kind of working partner, or else the family members who are going to support you, or the friends who are going to support you. You have to know who is financing you properly for first 6 months, or even later. Even if the OPD is running or not, it's not the matter. You should have the running cost without any disturbances. So you should be ready with the amount with you. Like you may think, what is going to be the running cost for OPD? You have to pay the salary for your therapist, you have to pay the rentals if it is a rented building, you have to pay the electricity bill, you have to pay the water bill, and the maintenance cost, everything. So even if it is your own building, then you have to think of paying a kind of um, uh, payments to the municipality or the corporation for the business running. So all those has to be taken care properly. And the fourth one is proper paperwork. So you can't run a business without a paperwork. It is very difficult to run a paperwork. um, if anything goes wrong, only the papers help you to come out of all those. So to be on safer side, you have to be with a proper paperwork. Proper paperwork starts with your degree certificate. You have to make a frame out of with your degree certificate and put it in your clinic, so that the clients whoever comes, they will know, yes, this doctor has a proper degree certificate and stuffs, so we can rely on him. And even the certificates for your clinic, you have to make it very proper. Usually we have to even have certificate from fire department, from so that they certificate, they give a certificate that our clinic is a safe place. And you should have even fire extinguisher in case of emergency and all those. So this is where the proper paperwork is much needed for setting up a OPD. And marketing strategy, the main thing is marketing. So when you are coming into marketing, so you should know, this is a kind of research what you are doing. So in that research, you should know what is the kind of marketing strategy you are going to use. Nowadays, being on trend, it's like more of online marketing is on given more priority. So you can go for online marketing. And in rural setup and all, you can't rely on online marketing. So you have to work on camps and pamphlets, distributing pamphlets, and FB, Facebook page marketing and Insta page marketing can be done. Those helps a lot. And only with the marketing you can reach out more people, so that um, people can approach you very easily. I just want to share you an experience. I had a friend of mine who had toothache. So I asked him to which dentist is very good in our area, and how are you going to whom are you going to consult with. Then he told, no, I saw in Google there is one dentist who finished MD. I'm going to just meet him. So people are in that standard. People just check in Google, and they will see who is highly qualified, and they even opt for them. So earlier the strategy was very different. When we were studying, I remember our lecturer, our sir used to say that the marketing will be word of mouth. For a clinician, it's only by word of mouth. But nowadays the trend has changed completely. So it's completely with only online marketing. It's a boom when you see in urban setup, not in the rural setup. In the urban setup, they just rely on online thing. So you have to be strong enough in your marketing strategy. You have to even this secure financing, you have to even work on marketing strategies, because you have to spend a lot on marketing. So you have to allot like kind of percentage of amount what you're going to spend on your marketing. So when you're managing your finances, you have to work on that properly, and then you have to step in to set up a OPD. Next slide, please. So when you do a research, you have to even do research to set up a OPD in the following things. It's a big puzzle. That's why I have put puzzles in here. You have to work on finding a location. So as I said, you have finding a location in the sense, you have to know what all hospitals are there around the location where you are planning to set up a clinic or OPD, and is it a rental one or a own one? Then you have to know the square footage, like how many square feet is that, and what are we going to do? What am I going to do with the space? What is there? You have to work on that. Like if you have a very small space, then you can just set up a waiting room and a consulting room in which you can make a waiting chairs and a small bed, so that you just concentrate on acupuncture. So something like that you have to plan. And when you plan for the location, you have to see if it is a prime location or a remote area, so that the accessibility or the patients can they easily accessible to the place or the location where you are. So that to be considered as well. And also parking space is very much needed. So the clients whoever comes in the city setup, this is the biggest problem we face in OPD, because the parking space will be a bigger problem. But in rural setup, no, that will not be a problem. So it's a very good thing. So fill out all the necessary paperwork. Again, the paperwork comes here. When you find the location, you have to finalize the business name. You have to register it with the authority whom you have to register. And mm, file your articles. Like as I said, whatever certificates you have to file it with yourself. And whoever is your therapist, you have to have their certificates. And even it is good if you have a proper agreement with them, so that you will not find any legal problem later. So it's good to have their certificates as well, along with their identity card. That's very good. And if you are going to run your own clinic, it's good, well and good, if you purchase an insurance for your clinic, which is it's just. And this financing, when it comes to financing, you have to even plan for your insurance purchase as well. So this all will be good if for setting up OPD. So the next thing, once the location is done, the paperwork is done, you are going to design the space. So the designing the space, it should be adoptable places spaces. It should be more designs, so that you attract more people, and integrated technology. You should not just stick to painting and stuffs. It should be more mm, more of designed interior. You can even source it out to interior designers, so that they can help you out in a very very well mannered. And they can give you a good idea, so that you can plan your space. Even with the small spaces, how you can accommodate a lot of patients, they can help you out. So that is very much needed, because you can attract more people with your designing space, the space design. So the next thing comes, buy the necessary equipments and office supplies. So you have to list out the things, whatever is needed to for your practice. So are you going to practice only acupuncture? Then you should be ready with your acupuncture needles, your stimulator, your spirit, cotton, and everything. Similarly, you should know what therapy are you going to practice. Like if it is massage, then you have to be ready with massage table, the sheets, the towels, rack, aroma oil, and for everything. So you have to list out. It depends on what therapy are you going to plan for your OP, what therapy are you going to implement for your OP. Then accordingly, you have to uh, uh, do the necessary equipments, whatever is necessary for your practice. Then you have to list out and buy the necessary equipments, and you want to implement it, and the office supplies. So uh, when you set up a OP, then you have to even have a OP card, a consultation card, or a registration form kind of thing, and then a case sheet. Then you have to even have a follow-up sheet for the clients and everything. All those things you have to be ready with that, so that you don't get stuck once the client is in. So, and after everything, when a client has come, you have done everything, how are you going to bill them? Plan wisely and do homework on it. Like, I have seen a few difficulties with billing. Like, sometimes as a doctor, we will be very hesitant to ask the patient that this is the charges what we are going to charge you. So I generally, when you take my experience, I do consultation. Sometimes I say no, it's okay, because they may be my relative or my very close ones, so that I can't charge them. In such cases, you can ask your therapist or the receptionist to charge them, so that we don't feel that insecurity or uncomfortability with them. So such things can be done. And you nowadays, a lot of softwares have come for the billing system as well. You can implement a smaller or a comfortable software for your billing system, so that you implement from the beginning itself. You can do a proper study on that, then you can set up your OP. And the bigger thing is hiring the staff. Many of us find it very difficult in hiring a staff. Um, and when you hire a staff, you have to train them completely with what therapies you are going to do, and you are going to assign them what kind of work they are going to do in your clinic. So the staffs are the biggest backbone for us in naturopathy. Without them, we can't. Unless and until you're practicing only acupuncture, you do not need a therapist or somebody. But otherwise, you need a therapist, both male and female, for uh, other treatments and stuff. So it's better you train them completely, and you even have their you have a hold on them, and you keep on encouraging them, and no, and teaching them about our subjects and stuff, so that they even they even grow with the knowledge of what we are doing. So that is much more needed in our system. So sorry, I didn't add up the hiring the staff in this, but otherwise that is the main point what we have to consider. Next slide. So I'm going to share some of the mistakes what I have done, and which I don't want you to do. And my experience is, I have started as he introduced me. I have a I have a experience in uh, urban setup. Like in Chennai, I was practicing for 2 years. Then in rural setup, I had to shift back to my hometown, which is a very small town, which is called Rajapalayam. So I had to move there. I have my experience there as well. I had my OPD, and I'm trying to run it still more. And and then I had to move to abroad, which is an African country. It's called Zambia. It's a very, very, very small, underdeveloped country, and I even was having I was working as a consultant there, and also I had my own clinic where I was working there. So to start from the urban setup in Chennai, the what are the positives and negatives? What I faced, I'm going to share with you. Like in a bigger city like Chennai, it's a very, very, very mechanical life. You will get ample of opportunities there. It's just sky's limit. So I was working as a yoga teacher in a fitness center. From there, I go to this Shrishti IVF Research Center as a consultant between 9 to 12. There, I see clients only by appointments, and from there, I'm free. So it's all how you manage your needs and necessities, and how are you managing your time. And I was even a consultant in Annai Aravind Herbal, so I have got some knowledge in the herbal stuffs as well. So, and when you see the negatives there, if it is a urban setup, there are no much negatives there unless and until they keep you busy. If you have time to work, then the sky is limit. You can find ample of a lot of opportunities in urban setup. Uh, then when the situation changed, I had to move on to my hometown, which is called Rajapalayam, where I had uh, where I had a supportive system, that Bharati Hospital. She's my doctor. Who is my family doctor. She supported me, and I was a consultant there. I used to go on every Fridays just to see clients for prenatal and postnatal yoga. And from there, I even started my own OPD setup, which is called Sri Darshana Yoga and Nature Cure Sanatorium. Since then, I'm running my OPD here in Rajapalayam. Even though I went to abroad, I had appointed few of my juniors or few doctors who are within my area. They supported me to run the clinic as well. Um, and with my own setup, the good thing with my setup like Sri Darshana, I am in mid of four hospitals. If you see around my clinic, I have a diabetic specialty clinic, diabetologist, and I have a OG clinic, OG hospital, and I have an orthopedic hospital, and I have a pediatric hospital. My marketing strategy, what I did was, I went and saw chairman of IMA, Indian Medical Association, doctor for Rajapalayam area. So I introduced myself to him as a naturopath, and luckily he was very much interested in naturopathy. So he gave me an opportunity to present myself in a CME program where all the doctors meet. So that was my marketing strategy, and I did a lot of pamphlets almost every day in the newspaper. I used to send my pamphlets to the localites. So that was my marketing strategy I used, and I developed my own website with Facebook page, and that was also added one. So like that, I developed my clinic. So again, a situation came. I had to move to abroad. Abroad, you may think, when we think of abroad, we think only US and UK, Canada, and very, very developed countries. But I went to a country where they don't know much about naturopathy. When you speak about yoga, they say yoga is religious, so we don't want to practice. So it was even you can think like how India was almost like 25 years back, a similar kind of country. But there are even people who know about naturopathy, but they don't move forward towards naturopathy. So that was my experience there in Zambia. Luckily, I had a friend of mine who was running a natural health shop. She was running it. She's a Swedish lady. Her name is Kim. So she was running a natural shop. Then I approached her. So then we started with naturopathic, small setup with naturopathic consultations there, so that people, instead of people just coming in and buying the stuffs and just using it for as they like, instead we started with small consultations there, so that people consult me, then they buy the products. So it was an value added thing for their shop, and it was a good marketing for me. uh, in Umayo is a concern there in Zambia. They have almost like 10 outlets just for natural health products. And i- Zambia is an African country. Even before I got to know about Zambia, I didn't know about Zambia. After only for the first time when I heard Zambia, went and searched in Google. Then I was so scared to go. It was such a country. But and it was a beautiful country. So you can go and see where Zambia is. Then you will know about the country. And luckily in Zambia itself, I got a doctor uh, who was interested in naturopathy. He is a Punjabi, and he was interested in naturopathy, and he's a psychiatrist. He's a neuropsychiatrist. He was very much interested in naturopathy, so that he helped me to set up a small consulting in his own clinic for his clients. He used to refer me clients for all kind of psychiatric illness. So slowly I was attached with him as a consultant. So seeing the overwhelmed response, we had to move out of the clinic, and we started our own small setup just for naturopathy, uh, which we named as Care and Cure Silver Lining Naturals, in which we started treating clients for a broad range of spectrum. Um, so learn from the failure. Failure is just an opportunity to begin more intelligently. So you may have a question. She has done in a better way. So where is the failure here? The failure, what I feel here is, I have never been consistent in one place. If at all I was consistent for this 11 whole years for in one place, I could have developed my own brand in a bigger way. Now I have that feel that I don't have my own brand in a bigger broad spectrum, which I wanted it to be. So that was my drawback. That's what I feel. And sorry, I forgot to tell you, there is a picture here in this four things: Sri Darshana mixed millet snacks. So when I was running my OPD, uh, I was having bit difficult in sourcing out the income. So I was thinking, what can be done to what to improve, what to be done to improve my income. So then I thought, that time millets were very new. So I thought I should start a small setup, a cottage industry, just for millet snacks. So we used to make millet laddus, we used to make millet cookies, and we used to all those were homemade. And we used to make I had hired few people for manufacturing it. So we used to supply it for our clients as a healthy snack. And then the market was growing actually. But I couldn't continue with the snackings due to a few problems which I faced. So I had to drop it down. Um, so can we go to the next slide, please? So let's see uh, tips for successful career. So trust in yourself. So hopefully all must have come across a story in our small age, like the frog story. Um, Two frogs will fall into a pot of milk. One will be so scared, and the one frog will die off without swimming, but the other one will be keep on trying. Then the milk churns out as curd, and then after that it will jump out. So that's how it is. You have to have trust in yourself, and you have to keep on trying and trust the process what you're doing. Then you can, it is very easy to become very successful. And hopefully you must have heard of Mario game. So in my childhood, I have played this Mario game. It was one of my favorite game. So hopefully, as it is a one man talk, I couldn't. I don't know what response are you guys giving. So I don't know. Might be we can have a question session later. So that time we can discuss more about it. So in that Mario game, you can see this the small Mario, as it moves on, it will have coins to collect, and slowly when one coin is some amount of coin is collected, it becomes in a bigger size. So that's how it is. You grow with small happiness. You start small, you grow with small happiness. When you have that small happiness, it will give you more self confidence, and it will help you to achieve more and more, higher and higher. So that's how it is. Then the third one is, can I, how can I? So you should have your mind very clear, and you should remove these questions like can I and how can I. When your mind is weak, the situation is a problem. When your mind is normal, the situation becomes a challenge. When your mind is strong, the situation becomes an opportunity. It depends on you how you're going to take it as a problem, or a challenge, or an opportunity. So it depends on you how you're going to handle it, and how you're going to tackle it. Okay. The fourth one is stay positive. Staying positive is, you should have trust in yourself. You should have like a lot of confidence in yourself, so that you build up and stay positive and move the career in a successful manner. You should have that affirmations like I can do it, and I'm the best, and you have to move on with a successful career with a positive attitude. And the fifth one is branding is must. So you should start your branding, and you have to implement the marketing strategies. Many will have a lot of ideas, but the uh, implementation will be biggest question mark there. So you have to start branding with implementation. Whatever ideas you have, that is the biggest thing you are going to work on. So for example, I just came across a story of Apple. Like you can see the Apple is having a same outer package, like the mobile or the Mac or iPhone. It's the same outer, the external appearance. But how are how they became very successful in their branding? You have to learn from a lot of entrepreneurs about the branding also. So when you see Apple, it was behind Saudi Aramco, but suddenly it became number one in the market. Like when they introduced the new configuration of Apple, I saw the comments down in which somebody had commented like they have same external appearance, but same dabba is there, same white one. They are not giving different colors, different in other things. But one person had commented their processor is very good. Even if you were having a 9-year-old Apple, it is still working, and it is more advanced than other tablets and stuffs. So you have to work on the quality what the customer is expecting. Like, as a clinician, what is the quality we need is, once a customer or a client has come in, you have to give a healing touch to them. Either they can be in a pain, or they can be in whatever condition they are. You have to be an empath, and you have to give them a lot of support and a healing touch to them. So that is the main thing. And you have to even work on the target people, like who are your customers. Then only the branding becomes a bigger one. Like, as a clinician, for me, like, I was concentrating more on women's health. Being in this being a women doctor, it was even easier for me to have a setup for women's health. So you have to know what you're going to do. Like, somebody will be interested in pediatrics, somebody will be interested in geriatrics, and you can even work on rehab centers. Like, you can start up a OP especially for stroke rehabilitation or de-addiction, so that you will have a specialty kind of clinic. And that even determines or that even speaks a lot about your branding. Next slide. Yes, there are few steps for success. You should know your values. The place to start building your career success is within yourself. You should know your values. What is your strength? What is your weakness? You should work on that. More than researching the market, this is the biggest research you have to do. Like, yeah, somebody will be very good in doing yoga. So if at all you are very good in doing yoga, you can start up with a yoga studio. And few of the naturopaths will be very uh, good in convincing the people or counseling them. Then you can set up a kind of, you can go market yourself with the psychiatrist. You can ask them to send clients for counseling, and then you can work on them. And you should have a plan, how long range plan for your career. Like, mm, you are working in a setup, or you are planning for the OPD. uh, then you should know how long are you going to continue with the same setup. That will help you to move forward. You should not have a clinic for 6 months, close it because there is no response, and then move on to other place, start a clinic again, close it. That is not going to work. Okay. And live for your passions. Being a naturopath or being a human, we have a lot of passion with us. So whatever work we are doing, we should, with our passion, then it gives a lot of satisfaction and fulfillment for us. So live with your passion. And the biggest thing is get support and be flexible. It's a very good platform you have made, you interns. And I'm really proud of you guys. You have got support. This is the main thing. You have got support and done the networking, with the clinicians or with the doctors among ourselves, so that you seek help from them. And it is a very big step to have a successful business. Seek out people who understand your situation, so that they support you and they help you out in all the situations. Be flexible. You will be fixed with one goal. Don't change your goal, but try to approach in a flexible manner, so that you achieve the goal in a committed way. And self love. uh, know yourself, and self love, keep motivating yourself, which is very much needed in day to day life. Embrace and love the things that make you very different. This is the way which makes you special. Unless and until you are happy, you're not happy, you can't make your patient or your client happy. So you have to be happy from within, then only you can make it a better way for your clients. Next slide, please. Next slide.
I have changed mine.
Oh, okay. Sorry. For a successful career, you have to dream big. Even if you are dreaming a small thing or big thing, the time is the same. So start dreaming big, and whatever OP you have, start with a small setup, and slowly you have to try improving it or expanding it, and keep moving. For example, what we can say is, somebody will be there, his target will be making 1 lakh rupees or 2 lakh rupees per month. Once he has achieved that, or he has achieved his target, he will be lethargic, or he will be overconfident that I will make it again. That should not be the thing. You have to keep moving. Even though you have achieved the target, you have to go for a little bigger targets than that. And FCC is the main thing for the successful career. Focus on what you do, be consistent on whatever you have started with and whatever you are trying with, and your commitment is very much needed. The time management, the time what you commit on your business or on your setup is very much needed. like um, when you focus and when you do daily improvement, and also when you give a lot of time for the brand or the business what you are doing, then you are genius. Nobody can stop your success. And whatever you do it in a bit different way. like uh, as Mahatma Gandhi say, don't scream for change, be the change. For example, when they were fighting for our freedom, everybody were protesting against the Westerners and all those. But Mahatma Gandhi made a change following ahimsa, sat down, and he made it, and he achieved it. He made it for us. So you have to be a different from others. So then you can be very, very successful. Next one, please. Uh, can you please zoom down the slide, Bhavit? No, zoom in the slide
I can't,
down,
mommy. It's not possible.
near the slideshow. You near the you can zoom down the slide, like the percentage. like, okay, it's okay. So this is the topic, is called ladder to be leader. So whatever we have discussed in this session, I have just put it as a ladder. So you have to be very, very selfish in the beginning, realize who you are, your potentials, and for what reason you have started the career, or you have started with this with this entity. For achieving it, you should have your goals, and you should have affirmations which is going to move you more positively. And I want all of you guys to visualize how big you're going to become, so that you and the third step is, whatever we think, we don't put into implementation. We will think of doing something today, we will be sometimes we will think, okay, let me do it tomorrow. That is the biggest mistake what we do. The speed of implementation is very much needed in business. So, and the scale technology, how good are you technically, and how are you going to implement the technology into your practice? That is even much needed. And large impact, action and change, like mm, here the main thing is networking and having people for the support system and stuffs. And once you have achieved all this, you are the leader. And there comes the selflessness. As a leader, you have to make others grow in a bigger way as well. So next slide. Thank you for listening. And if you have any doubts or any questions, you can feel free, get connected to me. I have just given my number and email ID in the second slide.
So we will wait for 1 minute, ma'am, if there is any questions to you
Okay.
directly, so we can take. Otherwise,
Okay.
we'll conclude the first part of the session of today.
Okay, Bhavit. Yeah. Hopefully it was informative for you
It was
guys.
good.
If
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
and I even forgot to tell you, with my OPD setup, I had even I started with one branch in Rajapalayam. Then I just spread it out to my nearby hometown, which is called Virudhunagar. I had a setup where I used to go and take yoga there, just on Saturdays and Sundays. And I was a consultant there in a OG hospital as well. One Saturdays and Sundays I go to Virudhunagar, and the other Saturday I used to go to a school in Madurai, just giving yoga for kids there. So I was branching out my brand, which is Sri Darshana. The thing is, I didn't do a lot of show offs, or I didn't put much the growth whatever I was doing. I didn't put in FB or in social media. That was my mistake. That's what I think. So
There is a
we have
question from Janvi Mishra,
okay.
final year
Can
student.
I? Okay. Where can I? Mm,
Yes, ma'am. I'll read it out.
yeah.
How naturopathy and yoga can be helpful in the condition hirsutism?
Uh, like it depends. Hello, hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You can tell.
Yeah. Um, naturopathy. Actually, it's a hormonal thing. Hirsutism is a hormonal thing. So might be turmeric application can help to some extent, but I don't think so. We can help in a bigger way.
Okay, ma'am. So that was the maybe the
Only
last question.
question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And hope everyone understood and learned the process of setting up an OPD and any process in a small setup. And I hope everyone learned that, and they can refer to your kind of learning also whenever they want. So thank you so much, ma'am, to be on this platform and share these kind of information with all of us. And we are looking forward for your support and another sessions anytime. So thank you so
Yeah,
much, ma'am,
sure.
to be on there.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity as well. And you guys are rocking actually. Whoever, when I discuss with somebody, OYG, then naturopaths are knowing about you guys. Please be integrated and grow the system very well.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your
Thank you,
support. Thank
guys.
you, ma'am.
All the best, all of you.
Thank you, ma'am. So we will have next session from the next person. So please do wait in the session. We'll wait for a minute and we'll start. Just a minute.